You have within you right now, at this very moment, everything you need to create the life you've always wanted. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when circumstances change, but right now. The power that created the entire universe, the force that spins galaxies and causes flowers to bloom, that same power lives inside of you. You are not separate from it. You are not disconnected from the source of all creation. You are that source expressing itself in human form. Most people go through their entire lives believing they are victims of circumstance. They think their lives are shaped by what happened to them as children, by what their parents said, by what society tells them, by the economy, by their education, by their zip code. They spend decades blaming external forces for their internal state. But here's what I want you to understand today, and I mean really understand in the depths of your being. You are not a victim of anything. You are a creator. You are not at the effect of the world. You are the cause. When you look in the mirror, you are looking at God. Now, I know that might sound blasphemous to some, but stay with me. What I mean is that the divine intelligence that created everything, that sustains all life, that intelligence flows through you. You are an individualized expression of that infinite creative power. The same force that created the stars created you. And just as the stars shine, it's your nature to create, to express, to manifest. You don't have to try to be a creator any more than a flower has to try to bloom. It's what you are. But somewhere along the way, most of us forgot this truth. We were taught to believe we are limited. We were taught to believe we are sinners. We are not worthy. We are small. We were taught to look outside ourselves for approval, for validation, for permission to be who we really are. We were taught that God is somewhere out there, separate from us, judging us, keeping score. And in accepting these beliefs, we gave away our power. We handed over the keys to our kingdom to other people, to institutions, to circumstances. The moment you were born, you were perfect. You were whole. You were complete. You came into this world knowing you were connected to something infinite. Watch a baby, and you'll see confidence. You'll see joy. You'll see the absolute certainty that the universe will provide. A baby doesn't worry about tomorrow. A baby doesn't feel guilty about yesterday. A baby simply is. That's your natural state. That's who you really are, beneath all the layers of conditioning and belief systems that have been piled on top of you. Now, what happened? You started listening to the world. You started believing what you were told about yourself. Someone said you weren't smart enough and you believed it. Someone said you weren't attractive enough and you believed it. Someone said you needed to be realistic, you needed to settle, you needed to accept limitations, and you believed it. You took on beliefs that were never yours in the first place. You inherited fear, doubt, and limitation from people who inherited it, It's been passed down for generations like some kind of spiritual disease. But here's the beautiful thing. Just as you learned these limiting beliefs, you can unlearn them. Just as you bought into the lie that you are powerless, you can choose to remember the truth that you are powerful beyond measure. This isn't about becoming something you're not. This is about returning to what you've always been. This is about remembering. Every single thing you see in the physical world started as a thought. The chair you're sitting in was once just an idea in someone's mind. The building you're in was once just a vision. The phone, the car, the computer, everything around you started in the invisible realm of thought before it became visible in the physical world. This is how creation works. Thought becomes thing. Energy becomes matter. The invisible becomes visible. And you do this every single day, whether you realize it or not. You are always creating. The question is not whether you're creating, but what are you creating? Are you creating on purpose or by default? Are you consciously choosing your thoughts and therefore your reality? Or are you letting your thoughts run wild, letting them be controlled by habit, by fear, by what you absorb from others? Most people are creating their lives unconsciously. They wake up in the morning and immediately start thinking the same thoughts they thought yesterday. They replay the same worries, the same doubts, the same stories about why their life is the way it is. And then they go through their day and experience the same things they experienced yesterday. And they think that's just how life is. They think they're at the mercy of reality. But the truth is, they're creating that reality with their habitual thought patterns. Your thoughts are not just random electrical impulses in your brain. Your thoughts are creative. Your thoughts send out a signal, a vibration, into the universe. And the universe responds to that signal. Like attracts like. The energy you put out is the energy you get back. If you walk around thinking thoughts of lack, of limitation, of fear, of unworthiness, you will create experiences that match those thoughts. If you walk around thinking thoughts of abundance, of possibility, of love, of worthiness, you will create experiences that match those thoughts. This isn't mysticism. This isn't wishful thinking. This is the way the universe operates. The universe is not punishing you or rewarding you. The universe is responding to you. It's like a mirror reflecting back to you the content of your consciousness. You are literally broadcasting a signal every moment of every day, and your life is the reception of that signal. Now, some people hear this and they say, well, that's not fair. I didn't choose to have this disease. I didn't choose to lose my job. I didn't choose for my relationship to fall apart. And I understand that on the surface level, it doesn't look like you chose those things. But what I'm talking about goes much deeper than surface level choices. I'm talking about the beliefs you hold, the thoughts you think most often, the vibration you're living at. Let me give you an example. If you believe, truly believe, at a subconscious level that you are not worthy of love, then no matter what you do consciously to find love, you will sabotage it. You'll pick partners who confirm your belief. You'll behave in ways that push people away. You'll create situations that prove you right, because your outer world must match your inner world. It's a law. Your external circumstances are always a perfect match to your internal state. So the work is not to change your circumstances. The work is to change yourself. When you change your inner world, your outer world has no choice but to change. It must. It's law. You change your thoughts, you change your beliefs, you change your vibration, and your reality shifts. Not someday, not eventually, right now, immediately. But most people have it backwards. They think, when my circumstances change, then I'll be happy. When I get the money, then I'll feel abundant. When I meet the right person, then I'll feel loved. When I get healthy, then I'll feel grateful. But it doesn't work that way. You have to be it before you can have it. You have to feel abundant before you get the money. You have to feel loved before you meet the person. You have to feel grateful before you get the thing to be grateful for. This is where your creative power lies, in your ability to choose your inner state regardless of outer circumstances. When you can stand in the middle of chaos and feel peace, you are demonstrating mastery. When you can stand in the middle of lack and feel abundance, you are demonstrating mastery. When you can stand in the middle of sickness and feel wholeness, you are demonstrating mastery, because you are no longer at the effect of the world. You are the cause. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying you should deny what's happening in your life. I'm not saying you should pretend everything is fine when it's not. What I'm saying is that you don't have to let your circumstances dictate your state of being. You can acknowledge what is while simultaneously holding the vision of what you choose to create. You can honor where you are while moving toward where you want to be. The universe doesn't care about what is. The universe responds to your vibration, to your feeling, to your state of being. If you're constantly focused on what's wrong, constantly talking about what you don't have, constantly replaying the past, you're creating more of the same. But if you can shift your focus to what's right, to what you do have, to the future you're creating, you begin to create something new. This is why gratitude is so powerful. When you're in a state of gratitude, you're in a state of abundance. You're sending out the signal, I have, I am blessed, life is good. And the universe says, okay, here's more to be grateful for. But when you're in a state of complaint, you're in a state of lack. You're sending out the signal, I don't have, I am deprived. Life is hard. And the universe says, okay, here's more to complain about. You are always at choice. Always. Even when it doesn't feel like it. You can choose your thoughts. You can choose your focus. You can choose your state of being. This is your power. This is your divinity. God doesn't think thoughts of limitation. God doesn't worry. God doesn't doubt. God creates. And since you are made in the image and likeness of God, you are a creator too. But here's where people get tripped up. They try to control how things happen. They try to figure out the how. They want to know the steps, the plan, the strategy. And in their need to control the how, they block the flow of creation. Because the how is not your job. Your job is the what and the why. What do you want to create? Why do you want to create it? Those are your questions. The how is the universe's job. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You don't worry about how the seed knows to become a plant. You don't try to control the process. You simply trust. You water it, you give it sunlight, and you trust that nature knows what to do. Creating your life works the same way. You plant the seed with your intention, you water it with your attention and feeling, and you trust that the universe knows how to bring it about. But most people plant the seed and then immediately dig it up with their doubt. They say, I want abundance, and then immediately think, but I don't know how that's going to happen. It's impossible. It's never worked before. They cancel out their creation with their doubt. They don't trust the process. They don't trust themselves. They don't trust the universe. Trust is essential. Faith is essential. Not blind faith, but faith based on understanding how the universe works. Faith based on knowing that you are connected to infinite intelligence, infinite creativity, infinite power. Faith based on remembering who you really are. You are not your body. Your body is just a vehicle, a temporary housing for your consciousness. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just tools you use to create. You are not your emotions. Your emotions are just feedback about the thoughts you're thinking. You are not your circumstances. Your circumstances are just the outpicturing of your inner state. You are consciousness itself. You are the awareness that is aware. You are the presence that is present. You are the eternal, infinite, creative power of the universe expressing itself as you. When you really get this, when you really understand this at a level beyond intellectual understanding, everything changes. You stop taking things personally. You stop being offended. You stop being a victim. You stop giving your power away to people, to circumstances, to the past. You reclaim your sovereignty. You reclaim your divinity. You step into your role as creator. And from this place, you can create anything. Anything. There are no limits except the limits you place on yourself. You want health? Create it. You want wealth? Create it. You want love? Create it. You want peace? Create it. You want joy? Create it. Not by manipulating the outer world, but by aligning your inner world with what you want to experience. This is what it means to live from the inside out. Most people live from the outside in. They let the world tell them how to feel. They let circumstances dictate their state of being. They're reactive. They're at the effect. But when you live from the inside out, you decide how you're going to feel. You decide what you're going to focus on. You decide who you're going to be. And then you let the world respond to that. You are not here to fit into the world. You are here to create your own world. You are not here to conform to what others expect of you. You are here to express your unique divine signature. No one else can be you. No one else has your gifts, your talents, your perspective, your purpose. You are utterly unique, and the world needs what only you can give. But you can't give it if you're trying to be someone else. You can't give it if you're trying to please everyone. You can't give it if you're hiding, if you're playing small, if you're pretending to be less than you are. You have to be willing to stand in your truth. You have to be willing to be different. You have to be willing to disappoint people who expect you to stay the same. Growth requires change. Evolution requires that you leave behind what no longer serves you. That might mean leaving behind relationships that keep you stuck. That might mean leaving behind jobs that drain your spirit. That might mean leaving behind beliefs that limit your potential. That might mean leaving behind versions of yourself that you've outgrown. And this can be scary. Change is scary. The unknown is scary. But staying where you are when you know you're meant for more, that's even scarier. That's a slow death. That's a life half lived. And you didn't come here to live half a life. You came here to be fully alive, fully expressed, fully yourself. The only thing stopping you is fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of being seen, fear of being powerful. And where does fear come from? Fear comes from identifying with your ego instead of your true self. Your ego is the part of you that thinks it's separate. Your ego is the part of you that thinks it has to protect itself, has to defend itself, has to prove itself. Your ego is terrified of not being enough. But your true self knows it's already enough. Your true self knows it's connected to everything. Your true self has nothing to prove and nothing to defend. Your true self is fearless because it knows it's eternal. Your true self is love, and love casts out fear. Every time you choose love over fear, you align with your true self. Every time you choose faith over doubt, you align with your true self. Every time you choose expansion over contraction, you align with your true self. And the more you align with your true self, the more you access your creative power. So what does this look like practically? How do you actually live this? You start by paying attention to your thoughts. You become aware of the stories you're telling yourself. You notice when you're thinking thoughts of limitation, and you choose to think thoughts of possibility instead. You notice when you're focused on what's wrong, and you shift your focus to what's right. You notice when you're replaying the past and you redirect your attention to the present moment. The present moment is where your power is. Not in the past, not in the future, right now. In this moment you can choose. In this moment you can decide. In this moment you can create. But most people are never in the present moment. They're either regretting the past or worrying about the future. They miss the only moment that actually exists, the only moment where creation happens. When you're fully present, you're fully alive. When you're fully present, you're fully connected to Source. When you're fully present, you have access to infinite intelligence, infinite creativity, infinite guidance. The answers you seek are available to you right now. The solutions to your problems are available to you right now. The next step on your path is available to you right now, but you can't see it if you're not present. So breathe. Come back to now. Feel your body. Feel your breath. Feel the life force moving through you. This is where God is. Not in some distant heaven, not in a book, not in a building, right here, right now, in you, as you. And from this place of presence, you ask yourself, what do I truly want? Not what do my parents want from me, not what does society expect of me, not what would make other people happy. What do I want? What brings me joy? What lights me up? What would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? What would I create if I had unlimited resources? What would my life look like if I were living from my highest self? Get clear on your vision. Write it down. Feel it. See it. Live it in your mind first. Because remember, everything starts in the invisible realm before it becomes visible. Your imagination is your preview of coming attractions. What you can conceive, you can achieve. What you can visualize, you can materialize. Your imagination is not make-believe. Your imagination is your creative workshop where you design your life. But don't just visualize it once and then forget about it. Live in that vision. Make it so real in your mind that your body doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. Because here's the thing, your body doesn't know the difference. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. When you vividly imagine something, your body responds as if it's real. Your emotions respond as if it's real. Your vibration responds as if it's real. And when your vibration matches your desire, the universe must deliver it. It's law. This is why affirmations work when done correctly. Not just repeating words, but feeling the truth of what you're affirming. I am abundant doesn't work if you're saying it while feeling poor. But if you can say, I am abundant, and truly feel abundant, if you can generate that feeling in your body, you become a magnet for abundance. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. So be what you want to experience. If you want love, be loving. If you want peace, be peaceful. If you want abundance, be abundant. Not when circumstances change. Now. Start now. Start where you are. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to decide. Decision is powerful. The word decide comes from the Latin decidea, which means to cut off. When you truly decide, you cut off all other possibilities. You commit. You don't leave yourself an escape route. You don't hedge your bets. You don't say, I'll try. You say, I will. There's tremendous power in that. Most people never truly decide. They wish, they hope, they want, but they don't decide. They say things like, I'd like to start a business, or I should probably exercise more, or maybe I'll write that book someday. There's no power in maybe. There's no power in should. There's no power in someday. Power is in decision. Power is in commitment. Power is in now. When you truly decide, the universe conspires to support you. Doors open, resources appear, people show up, circumstances align, not because you're lucky, not because you're special, but because you've sent out a clear signal, and the universe is responding to that signal. You've declared your intention, and creation has begun. But you have to stay aligned with your intention. You can't decide one day and then doubt the next. You can't affirm abundance on Monday and complain about bills on Tuesday. You can't visualize health in the morning and focus on symptoms all day. You have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined with your thoughts. You have to guard your vibration like you guard your most precious possession, because it is your most precious possession. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you never have a negative thought or a bad day. It means that when you notice you've gone off track, you gently bring yourself back. You forgive yourself. You redirect your attention. You remember who you are and what you're creating. You don't beat yourself up for being human. You simply choose again. This is the practice. This is the path. It's not a destination you arrive at. It's a way of living. It's a moment-by-moment choice to align with your highest self, to think thoughts that serve you, to focus on what you want rather than what you don't want, to be the creator rather than the victim. And here's what's beautiful. The more you do this, the easier it gets. It's like building a muscle. At first, it takes effort to think new thoughts, to break old patterns, to choose differently. But the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. New neural pathways form, new habits develop. Your default setting changes. What once took conscious effort becomes automatic. You start waking up in a good mood without trying. You start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. You start feeling grateful without forcing it. You start trusting more and worrying less. You start living from a place of knowing rather than hoping. You become someone different, not because you're trying to be someone you're not, but because you're finally being who you really are. This is what transformation looks like. It's not dramatic, it's not overnight, it's subtle, it's gradual. It's the result of thousands of small choices made consistently over time. It's choosing the better thought, it's choosing the higher perspective, it's choosing love over fear again and again and again until love is all that's left. And as you transform, your life transforms. It has to. Because you and your life are not two separate things. You are the center of your universe. Everything in your life is a reflection of you. When you change, everything changes. When you heal, your relationships heal. When you expand, your opportunities expand. When you elevate, your circumstances elevate. This is not selfish. This is not narcissistic. This is how it works. You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot share peace if you're not peaceful. You cannot inspire others if you're not inspired. You cannot lift others up if you're not lifted up yourself. The greatest gift you can give the world is to be fully yourself, to express your divinity, to shine your light. And your light is not something you have to create. Your light is what you are. It's been there all along. You've just been covering it up with layers of fear, doubt, guilt, shame, unworthiness. But underneath all of that, the light remains, pure, bright, eternal, unchanging. It's never been diminished. It's never been tarnished. It's been waiting for you to remove the clouds so it can shine. You don't need to become enlightened. You need to lighten up. You need to let go of the heavy energy you've been carrying, the resentments, the grudges, the need to be right, the need to prove yourself, the need for approval, the need for control. All of that is weight. All of that is blocking your light. Forgiveness is how you lighten up. Forgiving others not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Forgiving yourself not because what you did was okay, but because continuing to punish yourself doesn't serve anyone. Forgiveness is not about condoning behavior. Forgiveness is about releasing the emotional charge so you can be free. When you forgive, you take back your power. When you hold on to resentment, you give your power to the person or situation you resent. You keep yourself tied to the past. You keep yourself in victim mode. But when you forgive, you cut the cord. You release the past. You free yourself to create something new. This is true freedom. Not freedom from circumstances, but freedom within circumstances. Not waiting for the world to change so you can be free, but being free right now regardless of the world. This is mastery. This is enlightenment. This is living as the creator you truly are. And when you live this way, when you truly embody this truth, you become a living demonstration of what's possible. You don't have to preach. You don't have to convince anyone. Your life becomes the message. Your energy becomes the teaching. Your presence becomes the inspiration. People feel something different about you. They want what you have. And what you have is not something external. What you have is an internal knowing, an internal peace, an internal connection to source. This is what the world needs. Not more information, not more strategies, not more techniques, but more people who are awake, more people who are aligned, more people who are living from their divinity rather than their dysfunction, more people who remember who they really are. You are that person. You wouldn't be hearing this message if you weren't ready for it. You wouldn't be drawn to this truth if it wasn't your time to awaken. This is your invitation. This is your call. Not to become something you're not, but to remember what you've always been. You are the creator. You are divine. You are powerful beyond measure. You are connected to infinite intelligence. You are here for a purpose. You are loved. You are worthy. You are enough right now, just as you are. Not when you achieve something. Not when you become someone different. Now. So step into that truth. Claim your power. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for circumstances to change. Start now. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Make the decision. Set the intention. Choose the thought. Feel the feeling. Align your vibration. And watch as your world transforms. This is not theory. This is not philosophy. This is practical spirituality. This is how you live as the creator you are. This is how you access your divine power. This is how you manifest the life you desire. This is how you fulfill your purpose. This is how you experience joy, peace, love, abundance, health, success, and everything else you've been seeking. It's all available to you right now. It's all within you right now. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to become anyone different. You just have to wake up to the truth of who you are. You are not small. You are not limited. You are not powerless. You are infinite creative power expressed in human form. You are God experiencing itself. You are the universe made conscious. You are the creator creating. So create consciously. Create intentionally. Create beautifully. Create the life that's been calling to you. Create the self that's been waiting to emerge. Create the world you want to see because you can. Because that's what you're here to do. Because that's who you are. And when you do this, when you step fully into your creative power, something magical happens. Life stops being a struggle. Life stops being something you have to survive. Life becomes an adventure. Life becomes a canvas. Life becomes a celebration of your divine nature, expressing itself in infinite ways. This is your birthright. This is your inheritance. This is your truth. Not something you have to earn or prove or work for, something you simply have to remember and claim. So claim it now. Decide now. Commit now. Become now. Create now. The time is now. The person is you. The power is within. Everything you need is already here. Everything you've been seeking has been seeking you. Everything you've been wanting to create wants to be created through you. All you have to do is say yes. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to your power. Say yes to your divinity. Say yes to your purpose. Say yes to life. And in that yes, in that decision, in that commitment, creation begins. Not someday, not eventually. Now, right now, in this moment, this is the moment of your transformation. This is the moment of your awakening. This is the moment you remember who you really are and step into your role as creator. So go, live, create, be, express, shine, share, give, love. The world is waiting for you, not the small version of you that's been hiding, the real you, the divine you, the powerful you, the creative you, the unlimited you. That's who the world needs. That's who you're meant to be. That's who you are.